What's going on, everybody? It's Adrian. We're here with Frag Hits today, and I'm going to try to blow your mind with some blue knowledge on four blue fragrances that you could try out that are budget friendly, that will keep you smelling good, and try to give you a couple compliments on the way. So let's go ahead and hit that intro roll, and let's get into this. Now I'm gonna try to drop four great smelling blue fragrances for you that you can pick up on the cheap. And I'm gonna do super cheap, a little bit cheap, kind of cheap, and then you're getting up there a little bit. So I'm wearing my blue shirt. I'm gonna show you some blue colognes, and I'm gonna try to get you some good compliments with these fragrances. All right, so the four fragrances that I'm gonna be talking to you today are not expensive. You know, I'm trying to keep them super budget friendly. You know, a lot of us don't want to be going out and dropping 200, 300, even 100 sometimes. You know, a good fragrance can go a long way. You don't need to spend, $150, $200 to smell good. And I'm gonna drop four good hitters on you today that you could pick up that are somewhat decently cheap, and one that probably kind of floats under the radar because it's super generic, but it don't smell too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out that first one and then talk to you about this. All right, so that first one I'll be talking to you about is Davidoff Cool Water. Now this is an OG in the fragrance community because this thing has been out there for a minute. This thing came out in the late 80s, 88 if I'm not being too precise, but I'm pretty sure it was 1988 that this thing came out. I ain't lying, I fucking looked it up. I ain't gonna hate on this shit. I looked this shit up. I don't know exactly when these fragrances come out. I looked it up. You got me, whatever. But anyways, this thing's been out here for a hot minute. And this cool water, as soon as you look at it, you're like, oh, Adrian, this is such a lovely blue little fragrance. I've seen this bottle everywhere. Everybody knows what this smells like. Well, guess what? This may be in a blue bottle, but to me, it's got more of a green smell because if you look at the notes, it's a little bit more complex. And this one has green notes, is one of the top notes in there. It also has mint, green again, rosemary, which if you think about rosemary, yeah, green. Also has neroli, a little bit of green there too. So, your four of your main fragrances that you got coming in right off the rip are pretty much green. Now, obviously you got seawater. That seawater shines through very evident, very clear in here. Sandalwood pokes through in the middle notes. And then you also got a little bit of tobacco in the base notes and the cedar that carry this thing through. This is OG for a reason. You keep this one on you, you keep smelling fresh. This is straight out the shower vibes. Nothing too crazy, not really a super compliment getter, but it's gonna garnish you, a couple looks like, oh, you smell nice today. Now, they're not gonna be drooling over you or anything, but guess what? This is $20. How are you gonna complain about this? You can pick this thing up sometimes for about 18 bucks. For this big old bottle right here, you just go to town. You're not gonna offend anybody with it. You can put on 6, 7 sprays with this thing, maybe 8 sprays, or if you super sprayers out here, just chaining up your whole neck and around and everywhere out here like this. You just lasso yourself with a little loop and you won't smell all around the room. Now, be a little bit careful with this one because it does pack a little punch. It's got some sillage. This stuff tends to carry off your body a good 5-6 feet for sure. So when I rock this, I usually only put on about 4, maybe 5 sprays at the top end because anything for that, for me personally, coming off of my skin and the way that I spray it, it pushes. Now, I don't know if that's my pH balance or if there's something a little bit different, but it pushes a good distance off of me. And everybody's gonna be a little bit different. So I'm gonna recommend with this one, you go a little bit light, test it out, 1-2 sprays, see how far it carries off for you and stuff like that. Ask somebody that you trust, hey, I'm over here on this side of the room, can you smell me over there? I only put on 2. And they're like, yeah, bro, you choking me out over here. Maybe be a little bit light on the trigger with this one. So that's Davidoff Cool Water. Now this next one that I'm gonna be talking to you about, it's on the radar out here. It's super cheap. You can pick this up at TJ Maxx, you can pick it up at Marshall's, you can pick it up on retailers online, and no matter where you go to, you're gonna pick this up for about $20. And $20, you're gonna get a good sized bottle and you're gonna be smelling really good. This one gets touted sometimes around, even though you're only paying 20 bucks for the thing. You know, it's probably got about that $40 smell to it, maybe $45 smell. Anything beyond that, I probably wouldn't pick it up. But you know, the one I'm talking about, Nautical Voyage. This one, you're gonna get a very good sweet smell. One of the top notes in this is green apple, pairs with the green leaf in there. And then there's also lotus, mimosa, musk, cedar, oak moss, and amber hanging out in the base. But overall, when you spray this stuff on, very, very pleasant smelling. It's overall very versatile. You can wear this in the summer. You're definitely not gonna offend anybody. You can pop this on, go to the office. This is just a dumb reach. You just grab this, put this on, and you're gonna be smelling good. You're gonna be smelling sweet, massively appealing to a bunch of people, and you're not gonna offend anybody with it. Same thing I say with this one. I tend to put 5, 6 sprays on with this. If I'm going out in the heat, it's gonna carry a little bit further. The good thing is with these, this Nautical Voyage is it's so massively appealing. You're not gonna have to worry about offending too many people with this. It's super simple, dumb reach. Pick it up, put it on, smell good, walk out the door, don't think about it, and you're probably gonna get a compliment or two. You walk by somebody like, "Oh, you smell nice. What are you wearing today?" "Oh, I'm just wearing some Nautical, nothing crazy. Smell good though, don't it?" Right? You know, and it's that apple note that you're gonna be noticing the most in here. The cedar does push through somewhat on this, and it does have a smooth base when it cools down some. But again, dumb reach, don't think about it too much. Pick it up, it's 20 bucks. You could blind buy this. I don't recommend blind buying many things, but for $20, you probably ain't gonna go wrong with this one. Worst case scenario, you can sell it off to somebody else. So give it off as a gift at Christmas time, and somebody else won't like it. This is hyper massively appealing, and you ain't gonna have to worry about this. So if you don't like it, just box it right back up, give it to somebody for Christmas. Boom, you got one gift covered. Next one. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna be talking to you about definitely floats under the radar. Like, no joke, floats under the radar, because you tend to get this one free. And by that, what I mean is if you put on orders online, especially on FragranceNet, they're usually gonna send you a sample of this. By that one, I'm talking about Exceptional Because You Are. Now, this one, there's not a lot of complexity to it, but it does smell overly nice. It has the citruses, it has melon, has violet leaf in it, pineapple, a little bit of woods note in there, and then it has a mint note in there too. It's all uniform. There's no top notes, there's no base notes or anything like that. It's all uniform. So what you get on the first spray is pretty much what you're gonna get even in about 20, 30 minutes, even an hour from now. The one that you're probably gonna stick around a little bit the longest is probably that woodsy note, maybe a little bit of that melon. If anything, just sticking out there duration of time, it's that. Just as very, to me, what do I think about this one? The thing that you get the most coming off of this is you get the woods note coming through on this one. It's very simplistic, very free. It's free. All right, so you know how I said this one is super cheap? Well, if you look it up online on FragranceNet or something like that, or Fragrance.ca or one of these other hundreds of websites that are actually out there, you're gonna find this for about $37, $38. Now, if you would put in an order before, let's say on FragranceNet, and then you put in your order and you got this in as the freebie, as I did, I got this as a freebie sample. Nobody ever reads these things, but guess what? Pop the top, look at that. You can see that pretty carefully in there. It says $20 off. Now it does say fragrance.com, but when you type in fragrance.com, it takes you to FragranceNet. So you get $20 off of this. Now, most of the time you can actually find one of those 37% off coupons. if you search around on the net and stuff like that, you can find a 35, 37% off coupon for these things. And let's say you pick this up and you found exceptional because you are, and you're ordering some other stuff and you're like, hey, you know what? I got this in here, and you happen to have that coupon, and let's say the thing's on sale for $31. Guess what? 20 bucks off. How you gonna complain about $11? This is a no-brainer. Even if you don't like it that much, pop it in the bathroom, use it as a bathroom splash. Fuck it, throw on the damn toilet seat. If you don't have no potpourri, leave this in the bathroom and you're gonna come smelling good. This is just a simple, very clean, not overly complex, decent little fragrance. Not a 10, not a deuce, but put it in the bathroom and make it some good use. Next one. All right, so the next one I'm gonna be talking about is coming out the house of Versace. Now, Versace has a lot of good bangers out there. They hit, most of them coming out really good. Oh Fresh comes, and that hits pretty good. Then you got Versace Dylan Blue. Dylan Blue is just the powerhouse. It's not the one I'm actually speaking of. The one that I'm talking about more specifically is this one right here. This is a Versace Pour Homme. So with this one, I talked about this one in a previous video. I don't know what it is on my skin, but every time I pop this stuff on, I get a decent amount of compliments out of this thing. All right, this is that Versace Pour Homme. Now what you're gonna get with this as a smell is you're gonna get some citrus, good spray in there. So what you're primarily getting off of this is you're gonna get a lot of citrus coming off of this, very aromatic, a little spicy. You got some floral notes that come up in there. Now this also has that lemon and the bergamot and the rose de mal. You got cedar in the middle, which carries through. That's gonna give you that little bit hints of the woodsy notes in there, kind of like driftwood on a beach type of vibe. And then you got tonka bean that mellows it all out, gives it that smoothness that you're kind of looking for, as well as amber and a hint of musk that kind of pokes through. But overall, this is a very appealing, massively appealing fragrance you can put on, no problem whatsoever. This is one that I would definitely wear to the office, and I do wear this to the office whenever I decide to go to the office, because I'm fortunate enough where I don't actually need to go and work at the office all the time. So this is one of those ones that you can easily, no-brainer, super versatile. You can wear this in the summer, you can wear this in the spring, you can wear this pretty much, I'd say, about 75% of the year. You know, I don't know if I'd probably rock this in the middle of the winter. I want something a little bit warmer, richer smelling, stuff like that. But if you in the heat, if you down here in the southern hemisphere like I am, you're gonna be feeling that heat all year round. So you can pretty much rock this about 95% of the time. And it's gonna garnish you a lot of compliments, because that citrus feel and aquatic feeling mix very, very well together. And out here in this heat, it just comes up off your pores, and it pushes. You get a really good sillage off about this. If you put this on, you're gonna get about 8 to 10 feet off of you if you put it on the right spots. And like I said, I put them in the right spots: carotid artery, on the skin and on the clothes, on both sides, on the arm and on the skin. So I'm carrying all those levels. So when it burns off my skin, it's still clinging to my clothes. So that clothing smell is going to keep going, and it dries down a little bit slower over time. So you're going to get a little bit of complexity versus your skin. Your skin's going to dry up a lot faster because you're producing more heat off of there. But when you get on your clothes, you get a little mixture of your dried out and still of your top notes coming off of your clothes. So it's a good way to kind of complement it out and then make it stay throughout the day. And that's a great thing to do, because the last thing you want to do is go to the office or go somewhere and be rocking this stuff out for 6 hours straight. You say you out there hanging with your boo, or saying you're out there hanging out with your significant other, and you having a good old time. 5-6 hours later, you don't want your fragrance to stop. You want it to carry through. And even if you got a semi-pour performer, which this is not, because this gets me a straight up 8 hours off the skin. But if you had a pour performer, if you mix in skin and clothes, it's gonna carry a little bit longer. Now you ain't gonna be popping off no 14 hours. I don't care how you spray it. You can dump the whole damn bottle on. You ain't gonna get 14 hours off of that stuff. But if you got something like this and you hit it up, this is an all-day spray right here. You're gonna get smelled and feeling good and looking good all day long. So these have been my 4 blue fragrances that you can go to without thinking about them too much, and versatile, very compliment receiving, and budget friendly. So you can pick this one up right around 50 bucks. Cool Water, you can pick that up for about $18. Nautical, you can pick that one up for about $20. And I just explained how you can pick up that exceptional For Me for right around $11. So what are you gonna say? You could pick up 4 fragrances under $100. Guess what? I got you covered. Now you got 4 decent blue fragrances that you ain't gotta think about too much. You can just pop them on and boom, out the door. Do what you gotta do and get on with your day. That's what it's about. Looking good, smelling good, and feeling good. And you know what? All right, people, this has been your man Adrian here with Frag Heads. I appreciate you tuning in. If you could do me a huge favor and squeeze that trigger if you like this content, and please subscribe for more. All right, that's about it, people. I appreciate you tuning in to this wonderful edition of Blue for You, 4 that you can hit for under $100. And if you like the content, please squeeze that trigger for me and do me a huge favor. Seriously, this is a new channel for me. I'm asking you, can you do me a quick one? Just hit me a sub. You can check out my media board. I ain't gonna be posting 17 videos a day. I got other things to do. I'm gonna put out one, maybe once a week, twice a week or something like that. I ain't gonna be blowing up your DMs or your inbox or anything like that. Plus, if you one of my first subscribers, I'm gonna remember you. I'm gonna be doing eventually, when I get to some point, I'm gonna be doing some giveaways, some shout outs, some stuff like that. And I'm gonna keep making these videos because to me, it's just fun. It's a little side hobby and I can really, truly appreciate colognes. I've been into colognes all my life and I just love them. I'm gonna keep making these videos. Even if I don't get any views, I'm gonna keep popping off these videos. So if you could do me a huge one, just hit a couple subscribers on there. I ain't got nobody on. I'm gonna sit out here in the fucking iceberg of the ocean. Hit your brother up. Throw me some love, man. I ain't gonna blow up your DMs. I promise you that. And then when I do get into this a little bit more, if I'm fortunate enough to break through that wall that's out there, the people who were first in here with me, I ain't gonna forget you. You never forget your homies. You never forget the people that supported you during your base. So I appreciate you guys' time. Squeeze that trigger for me, and I'll talk to you on the next one.